equations. Let's have a look. Of course, the general idea is simply that. Whatever it is you're trying to find, that pronumeral, you make it the subject of the formula. That's all you're really doing. Start with a very, very basic one. And of course, you could look at it and see it straight away, but I'm more interested in the structure behind the solution here. And I know a lot of people just say, oh, that's all right, just subtract 3 from both sides. I think about it a little bit differently. I think it's about moving things around. So when you move something, so that 3 I want to move to the other side. When you do it, as it passes through the equal sign, it changes sign. So now, it's 6 minus 3 on the other side. Now, of course, that's exactly the same as subtracting 3 from both sides. It's just more a thought process, how I'm thinking about equations. Yes, you wouldn't write the middle line in, of course. X equals 3, of course, is our answer. So similar thing here. 5z equals 45. I'm thinking, well, okay, I want to get the z by itself, but in this case, it's a multiplication. The opposite of multiplication is, of course, division, but I don't say divided by. I write it as a fraction. That way, if it doesn't go imperfectly, I've already got the answer written as a fraction. So don't worry about divided by. In this case, it does, of course, cancel. And we get 9. Parentheses, it doesn't really matter. Expand out first, then move terms, or divide by the 4 first. It's going to work either way. Which way did I go? I expand out first. Okay, so I've got the 4a minus 20. I now want to move the 20 to the other side, so it becomes 36. Now I'll do the division. It becomes 9. Then when we looked at equations, we thought we'd mix it up a bit and go, oh my God, there's pronumerals on both sides. How do we deal with that? But now, again, we're just moving things around. So the 2, I'm going to move to that side. The z, I'm going to move to the left. As it passes through, it changes sign. So we end up with 2z equals negative 11. And that one I do leave as a fraction. Some people are obsessed with making the mixed numerals. As you can see, I'm not one of them. 11 over 2 is a perfectly fine answer. The only time I'll change it to a mixed numeral, I guess, is the context of the question. Like if this was a measurement question and someone was saying is how long, well, you're not going to get a negative number, but how long was this bit of wood or something? I'm not going to say, oh, it's 11 over 2 metres long. I mean, it makes more sense to say, oh, it's 5.5 metres long. So the context of the question, I might change it to a mixed numeral, but generally I'll leave it as an improper fraction. Speaking of fractions, algebraic fractions, we need to get a common denominator, but then we're going to multiply by the common denominator. So let's just save time and just multiply by the common denominator and not worry about changing each individual one. The common denominator here is, of course, 7y. So multiply everything by 7y. We get our new equation, which we can easily solve. Fraction equaling fraction, that special case where all you really need to do is cross multiply. So imagine a cross through the equal sign, that's what you're multiplying. So we get 3x plus 9 equals 10x minus 30. Okay, it's just for that unique situation where you have fraction equaling fraction, but essentially saves a bit of time there. Move some terms around, do a division, we have our answer. 1e.